Hi, boys and girls. Does this room look familiar? It's been a long time since we've been in here. I thought today I would film our lesson in here because I wanted to use the sandbox, and y'all know how heavy this sandbox is. So I decided I didn't want to move it somewhere else to film. So Mr. Garrison nicely said, okay, I'll film in there also. I'm retelling you a story that we've talked about before, but I'm comparing it and talking and linking it to Turkey Day, because that's coming up soon, Thanksgiving. Y'all know about Turkey Day. Okay. During the time after, there were judges who were appointed who helped decisions and helped the people. And some of the judges were really good and kind and generous. And some judges were selfish and greedy and didn't treat the people as well. And then something interesting happened. Back in those days, women weren't really given a lot of authority or respected as much as the men were. But Deborah was appointed judge. A woman judge. People could come to her and she would help them settle their problems or give them advice and help them. A woman, Deborah. How great was that? And here's the good thing about Deborah. She was kind, she was sincere, she was helpful, and if she couldn't help them, she tried to figure out a way to get them additional help. And if you can see right here, the people lined up. There were long lines every day. She sat under the palm trees or stood under the palm trees where it was a little cooler and had some shade, and the people stood in line to see her. They were so thankful and so grateful for a woman of God that Deborah was. She tried to do what God said for her to do that was in her heart. And she treated all people equally, the same, and fairly. And remember last Sunday we talked about what does God require of us? Act justly, love mercy or kindness, and to walk humbly with God. That was Deborah. She always tried to act justly. She tried to love mercy, show kindness, and she walked humbly with God. She knew that God had given her a task, and she took it very seriously, and she did everything she could to help the people of Israel with their problems and to help them solve them and to help them stay grounded and rooted in God's love in their hearts. And that's the story of Deborah. And how does that relate to Thanksgiving? As Thanksgiving comes within 2 weeks from now, we will be thinking about all the things we are thankful for. And sometimes I hear people say, I'm not thankful for anything. This year has been terrible. But we have things to be thankful for. Most of you are back in school, even though you have to wear a mask and you're sitting apart from your friends. You can't sit next to them at lunch. I rode by school the other day and it was so cute. I was in Mount Pleasant and the children were sitting outside in chairs and they were sitting in a big circle and eating their lunch. Whereas normally you'd be at a picnic table or something sitting. But they are just grateful to be back and to see their friends. We are starting church this week. We're a children's church. You can come back and we'll go in the fellowship hall. Children's church will be a little different, boys and girls, but we will be together and we'll talk about the procedures and rules when you come. But a little bit different. We know we can't touch. We have to wear our mask, but at least we will be able to come back to church and be together. So if you don't come you can come at 9 o'clock and sit outside and come up closer and we'll have some chairs for you to sit. Or you can come at the 10 o'clock service, hear my children's message, but you stay in your seat. And then when I finish my children's message and I begin to walk out, you can walk out with me and Miss Lindy and we will be in the fellowship hall. And we will do our little activities, watch maybe a video or have a story, and then your parents will pick you up when church is over. But boys and girls, we are thankful that God has given us His love. He has given us people like Deborah, people like Micah, who was a prophet who also went and told the people like Paul that we've talked about. Those people who God gave them the vision and the dream to help others, and they did exactly what God wanted them to do, acting justly, loving kindness, and walking humbly with Him. Let's remember to do that. And as we approach Thanksgiving, let's remember to be thankful for all the little things that we have, even in this time when things are distressed. And even if we don't get to spend Thanksgiving at Grandma's and get to eat all her good food, because doesn't Grandmama cook the best of anybody? Of course she does. But this year we may not get to do that. But it's okay. We can be grateful that we have the time to spend with our families. Let's say our prayer. Dear God, thank you for your love and for your care and for looking out for us each day and helping us to remember that you love us and we can show your love to others each and every day. And all of God's people say, let me hear you say it, Amen.